Hi, I'm Leana Perez, and I wanted to give a testimonial on behalf of Jerry Marino for his Test Prep Institute and how it's helped me through my college admissions process and how it's helped me with my standardized testing. Um, so I started with Jerry, I would think, my sophomore year in high school, and I started going to him for PSAT practice. And so basically, what I would do is it's also the same for the SAT practice. I would go in on a Saturday morning to this hotel where we would take the test in a conference room, and we would take the exam. And immediately after, we would get the correct answers, and we would grade our exams and see how we did. And so the next day, we would go back to the conference room at specific times. Sometimes Jerry would say go in the afternoon to some people, and to some he would say go in the morning. And this is based on how well you do on the SAT. So sometimes the people who got the not so good scores would go in the afternoon, and the people who got the good scores would go in the morning, so that it's based on a different level, and you learn at a different level, and so the people in the afternoon would get kind of the things would be explained in more depth and more detail, and the morning class was more rapid paced. So we would go in the I would go in the mornings, and we would learn um, new kind of tricks for the SAT, traps that usually people fall for. We would learn vocabulary every week. We would have quizzes on vocabulary, and we would do reading passages together from the reading sections, and we would do writing sections. And again, we would learn about traps that people usually fall for in the writing section, excuse me. And so we would do this, and then we would also go over our exam. And so basically, every single class, we would go through the exam section by section, and we would see what we did well on, what we did bad on, and what we did badly on. Excuse my grammar. um, and so, yeah, and every weekend we would see how we did and how we improved, and this made all the difference by the time the exam rolled around, because we are so used to taking the exam and we're so comfortable with it that it's almost like a second nature to us. Like, we don't feel substantially as nervous as most of the kids do, because we've taken it every single week for about 2 months. And you're so comfortable with timing, and you know that it's a long exam, and you kind of brace yourself for it, and it's almost like you're just going into Jerry's conference room for another week, except this one actually counts. um, so I had my strengths were in reading and writing, but excuse me, my strengths were reading and writing, but yeah, and so I had a really rough time with math. But Jerry definitely helped me with my math, and he helped me become more comfortable with it. He used to say I had a fear of math, and I guess by the time I was done with him, I got over that fear, and I was doing really, really well in math. And I definitely think that my SAT score is one of the main reasons why I got into the schools that I got into. Um, so I would also, in the beginning of my senior year, I would also go, Jerry would also come over my house, and we would go over SATs again. So I would go to his classes over the weekends, and then again I would go over the SAT that I had just taken again with him privately. And again, I think that made so much of an impact, because he would sit me down and we would go over every single problem that I got wrong, and I wouldn't he wouldn't let me move on until I was comfortable doing it. And that helped so much, because the thing with the SAT is that a lot of the times it's the same questions, kind of with different wording and different numbers. So if you can master one problem, you can master kind of a lot. So we would also work on my college essays, and I definitely have Jerry to thank for helping me write my college essays, because they definitely brought my application to another level, and I'm completely aware of that, and I'm completely aware that my essays were really, really, really good, and I know that's because of Jerry. He took my ideas and he helped me formulate these essays that were just top-notch college essays, and I really appreciate that. And so I ended up going to University of Florida in Gainesville, which is funny because I never really expected that I would go here, because honestly, I didn't think I was going to get in. But I have Jerry to thank for that with my SAT score on my college essay. And so besides that, I got accepted to all the schools I got in. I applied to except for one that I got denied from and one that I got waitlisted. But the rest I got in, and I got in with scholarships. I got presidential scholarships from Elon University, Clemson, and I think that's it. And and I got into Northeastern, and where else did I get in? I got into Northeastern and Florida State, and I think that's it. um, but yeah, I definitely have Jerry to thank for my scholarships and for and I also got the Bright Future scholarship. I got I forget, this is the Florida academic scholarship. It's the highest scholarship available, and that's because of Jerry and my SAT score. So thank you, Jerry. So if you are on the fence about going to Jerry's Test Prep Institute, I highly recommend you do. It's made all the difference for me in my college applications experience, and I hope it does the same for you. So thank you so much, Jerry.